wasn't that movie with George Clooney that was it the Men Who
Stare at Goats?
Stare at Goats? Wasn't that
Yeah.
something?
Yes.
Some government
Yep.
supposed conspiracy or
Yeah.
I don't know what.
What?
About, though.
Struggling reporter Bob Wilton gets the scoop of a lifetime when he meets Lynn Cassidy, who claims to be from the unit of psychic soldiers who have been reactivated for duty. Intrigued by Cassidy's assertions that they can walk through walls and kill goats by fixed gazes, Wilton follows him on a dangerous top-secret mission across Iraq to find the brigade's founder. Blah, blah, blah.
See, I thought I had something to was based on some kind of experiments or something.
I want to make sure I heard this right. So these guys have these special powers that they can go through walls and then just murder goats by staring at them.
Really bad.
That's all they got.
You can go through walls or you can murder some goats
by staring at them. Are they sure it wasn't just fainting goats that got
scared?
It's just scared. Like, oh no.
Welcome to A Foolish Endeavor, a podcast between like-minded intellectuals where absurdity is the best that we can muster. Now this is episode 8, The Ocho, ESPN 8, The Ocho. Today we're talking about conspiracy theories. Wait, what?
Part 2.
Conspiracy theories part 2. Thank you, Jake. I, again, am Alex Castile.
I am Jake Ratkovich.
And I'm Chad Lewis. Dom is once again not with us. This should be the last one for the month. And then his work schedule gets better again and can be back. But we've got our second guest with us tonight, Sam Damaso. Welcome, Sam.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hi,
Thanks
Sam.
for having me.
I got your last name right, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Cool.
You're actually one of the few. But I've
Well,
known you long enough.
Half the time when people tell me their last name or spell their last name, I'm like, okay, I got it. 3 seconds later, it's gone. And I'm like, oh no.
Well, you said Damaso?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Damaso. That's what it is.
Dumbass ho.
Little did you know that
So-
Chad for the past week has been staring in his mirror, practicing different versions, going, this one, this is it, right here. Yeah. Sam, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, me, I'm currently going to school at Penn State.
Nice.
I'm graduating in the spring, ready for that. Going
Awesome.
back into the workforce, joy.
Nice.
I like music. I play with Alex all the time, and
Yeah, we're music buds.
yeah, that's really it.
You're studying supply chain management?
Yeah, project and supply chain management. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Work with
That's
Nestle
cool.
over the summer, doing supply chain management, and currently doing in the field supply chain work with Amazon delivering. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
very excited.
So when are you going to fix all the issues going on right now?
All these supply
yeah,
chain.
when
oh,
you just
I have-
go ahead and
It
just do
has
that,
been nonstop in classes about the cargo ships off the coast and the infrastructure issues and
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure it's been wild.
definitely a time to be in supply chain right now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the forefront.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about conspiracy theories. So, what's one of your favorite conspiracy theories, Sam?
So I got a couple conspiracy theories, but I feel like you can't go wrong talking about the moon landing. That's always been an interesting one to me.
Do you think it's real or not real?
I do think it's real, but
It's
doesn't
way
hurt
more fun
to
to say it wasn't real.
It is more fun,
Well,
and it
I-
doesn't
I
hurt
think
to
it's
look
not real.
into it, and just to hear the argument against it is always interesting to me. You think it was a fake?
Yes. Hot takes. Yes.
Why you think? Because there's no wind up there in space, or was there wind? They say the flag was windy.
Well, I'm actually just reading right now that apparently NASA engineered a special flag for them to take that had a horizontal pole going through the flag, so that way the flag stayed like actually was pulled away from the flagpole, because otherwise it would be as if there was no wind and the flag
just
would drag
flag.
down.
Yeah, that's
So
actually
they
a
said
good
that it
point.
wouldn't be a very picturesque flag if they didn't do that. So
How about
And-
the stars? They said that's a big one. You can't, but I
Or
think
the
it's
shadows.
the megapixels.
The shadows too.
You mean like stars in space?
Yeah, people say, "Oh, you can't see stars in the background," so you know what I mean. It couldn't be mimicked in this. They couldn't do it in the studio.
Yeah, but you would think like how
So it's actually the reflection off of the moon.
Well,
So there you go. Yeah,
I'm
why we
s-
see stars.
It's
or
the same
you're-
as like why you can't see stars in the city.
yeah, you're having
right,
light
like,
pollution.
yeah.
yeah.
So-
Okay, I
Yes,
see what
the
you're
moon
saying.
is your direct
Yeah.
light pollution since it's directly reflecting sun.
That makes sense.
I'm
You're
actu-
kind of on that bright.
Mm-hmm.
right.
so I'm seeing that the main reason is that the exposure of the cameras was too short to capture the spacesuits and the moon's surface, while also capturing the comparatively dimmer stars.
That would be it as well. Yeah.
I'd believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Says the internet. What do they know?
They don't know
Are you
anything.
using Wikipedia again?
I'm using
Are we have to talk about this again?
history.com.
Wow, I'm so proud of you.
What's wrong with Wiki? Wiki's not horrible. I mean, you can't cite it, but
I cited
Exactly.
it.
He's over here citing it all the
yeah,
time.
you're right. Yeah,
Like you can't
I feel
fact
like
check
you could
with
verbally
Wikipedia.
cite
As-
it. You can't.
Oh,
as
you
as
don't
I
put that in
just
writing.
Exactly. If you're writing out a citation,
Okay.
you better not.
as I like just edited the article to make
Yeah,
it
to
the
make
universe.
it say that. But it's
Yeah.
crazy. We didn't have like the megapixels to pick up stars, right? At that time in cameras. Is that what the concept was, right?
Not at the same time of picking up like the astronauts and stuff.
Yeah, like the
Well-
energy had to be focused.
Not,
Okay.
not
But-
necessarily megapixels, but like, you've got the aperture, which is how wide the lens is
To-
open,
Okay, to take
let
in
light
the
in,
light. Okay.
and then how quickly the shutter closes.
Okay. But they didn't have the technology to be able to capture both, is what I'm saying. Like today, you could
I don't even know if they could on the moon today
just because of the
Yeah,
because
like
of
you're
how
saying,
bright
how
everything
bright
is.
it would be.
Yeah.
It would okay.
and how like really dim the stars would be. You know,
Not with also having like the moon surface in it.
Mhm.
Like you
Mhm.
would probably take the picture from the moon, but like not with also having the surface in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
it would be like us taking a picture standing outside. You know, like having like a fire or something. Like taking a picture of somebody and then like trying to pick out like stars in the sky
Yeah,
from
you're
the
not
picture.
going
It
to,
would just
yeah.
be really hard because there's so much going on in the forefront of the picture.
Because it's not
Not-
focused that
yeah.
way.
But definitely still fake, 100%.
I still think it's funny that, like NASA spent so much money so they could have a pen in space whenever a pencil just worked just fine.
That's definitely true. Why do they do
Yeah.
that?
That's
Like
really
they literally
good
spent
point.
millions of dollars in research to find an anti-gravity pen whenever Russia's like, pencil works.
Yeah, but pencil's not classy.
No, it's not, but
And
you know
gotta
what?
be
And
classy.
Whenever
if
you're in a
space
space race, Chadwick,
You
class
got
is out the door.
you got to take what you got.
Well, here's the thing: if you're competing and you're both like on the same level, if you've got a really cool space pen, like
Like what, Chad?
Russia doesn't have a space pen, so obviously
Yeah.
you've done better in space.
Yeah, but not if we didn't go to space first.
Yeah,
No one cares if you
they're
had the
like-
first anti-gravity pen if you didn't take it to space first.
yeah, spaceship's ready to go, but they're like, we cannot launch till we get
Well,
this pen finished.
Yeah.
Russia made it to space. We made it to space with a space pen,
Well,
and then we made it to the moon.
right.
But didn't they make it first though?
Yeah, they went to orbit first.
yeah, they had a man
Russia
orbit.
made it to orbit first, but we then got to
wait, can we
space
take
with
a-
the space
Can
pen
we take
and
a
the
second?
moon
Can we take a second for the dogs that died for us to get to space?
right?
and monkeys.
Dogs
And
died?
monkeys.
And monkeys, yeah.
Yeah.
They sent dogs and
You're
monkeys
kidding
up.
me.
I know.
This
Are
is an
you actually
outrage.
being
This is
like
America.
joking here? or
No,
did
I'm
you
not.
know
This is,
that?
I did not know
Oh,
that.
no,
It's
this
an
legit. They
outrage.
sent like dogs and monkeys up into
Well,
space.
monkeys I know because there was a Disney Channel movie with a monkey that they sent to space. I loved a lot.
Was that the same monkey that played hockey?
I don't
so.
know. All monkeys look the same to me.
And could do the skateboarding,
Yep. There was a third movie in there too. Maybe that was the NASA one. I don't know.
maybe.
With that monkey, though, I fell for him, and he was doing like the G-force training, and was like,
Just
I was-
getting his shit rocked.
yeah, I was like, bro,
Oh, wait.
monkey dog. I guess he's not a dog, but he's my dog. What, Chad?
What's the movie called? Is it Rocket Man?
Airbud.
Maybe.
Was Rocket Man a Disney movie?
It's the
No, that's the
Elton John.
movie.
No,
I mean,
no. There was a different one back in the day. There was a monkey on the crew. There was a woman on the crew that could speak monkey.
You can
What?
speak monkey.
Speak monkey?
Yeah, she was like
Like
she was fluent in communicating with the chimp. Yes.
What, like
Like
Klingon or Spanish?
No, like monkey.
Like, how do you?
She just like went "Ah!" and screamed at the monkey.
But like,
And
how
it
would
talked, and
how
then-
would
and
she
then,
know
like,
that
the monkey was
monkey?
like, "Okay, I understand. I will go collect rock."
What the hell?
This was on Disney.
No, that wasn't on Disney.
Feel like
This
it-
was probably
that
a
on
fever
Disney?
dream.
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh wait, no wait. Okay, you're saying that that's fake.
No, I'm
I
saying
thought you were saying it's real.
I'm saying
Like,
it's
is
a
it
real movie.
It's
Well,
a real
no, a
movie,
real
but not a
movie,
real thing.
But no one can speak monkey, right?
I mean, if you just learn the cadence of their screaming, then sure.
I feel like monkeys operate off of like
more gestures.
movement. Yeah, exactly. They can, you don't have to yell at.
I mean,
it.
there's been several monkeys and apes that have learned sign language.
It's true.
Okay.
So then, if you speak sign language, then you also speak
I don't think you
monkey.
speak sign language. I think it's like you
If you-
gesture it.
If you move it,
I like to move it, move it,
we like to
move it.
monkeys.
Yeah, that was a movie in 1997, Rocket Man.
Was that the one with the monkey on Disney Channel?
The movie's older than me.
Really?
When were you born?
98.
You're kidding me. You're a child.
March 19th.
So when do you get out of diapers?
When do you get out of diapers?
Fair point.
I graduated them like 20 years ago. When did you? Never.
I literally just had to change. Anyway, so what were you saying, Chad?
I'm trying to figure out if this is a. I don't think it's a Disney movie, but it featured Harlan Williams, Jeffrey
Dahmer.
Dummin.
That's what I
I
thought.
don't know. William Sadler. I don't know if you guys know any of these people.
No.
Nah.
Definitely not Disney then.
I know William Dafoe.
Does
Shakespeare.
that look familiar to you at all?
Absolutely not.
No. Sam's over here
Oh,
like, I
we
don't know
gotta
that
watch this
trash
movie.
either.
I do remember a Monkey in Space
Yeah.
movie.
I'm about to find it out. I'm about to figure it
I
out.
feel like it's definitely the same monkey that was like the skateboarder and the hockey player. It has to be.
Oh,
he had a
probably.
good career. Now, who makes the money for the monkey?
The trainer.
the
probably.
trainer.
The
the-
trainer.
the-
well, there's
the-
probably
all
an
that bank.
owner. There's
That's
probably
what
an
I mean.
owner of them.
Who then?
It's kind of like a horse thing, probably. Like you pay the owner, but then like you also have to pay the trainer.
to do all that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you think anyone like made millions investing into like? Because there's like a real age of movies where I think like before you had good animation, you had all these.
Yeah, that's what it
Animals.
was. Rocket Man.
I bet there were people that were like.
Well, there was like that one horse in like old timey like black and white movies.
Yeah, what was his name? I know. who
Wasn't
you're
it just
talking
Ed?
about. Ed, yeah,
Yeah.
it was Ed.
Like they would just throw like peanut butter in the roof of his mouth so it'd make it move, and then they would just dub words.
People
Ed
were like,
the,
"Oh my god,
horse.
he's talking!"
Yeah. But like literally, he was in like
insane.
7 different movies or something like that. Like I'm sure they made good money off of Ed.
Mhm.
Just picture him strolling down the red carpet. Shit.
There's like a tuxedo on though.
That was it. Was definitely Rocket Man. 100%. It was Rocket Man Disney Channel movie.
That was
100%.
such a good movie.
100% was
We
that.
gotta watch this.
So
movie.
was it?
The monkey was named Ulysses.
Yep.
Ulysses.
That's
The astronaut's name's Fred.
Yep. Fred
and
Randall.
It says Fred blasts off with the rest of the space shuttle crew, a cocky, no-nonsense commander, a sexy mission specialist, and a mischievous space chimp
Wait,
named
this
Ulysses.
is Disney.
Disney
it
and they said
describes him
sexy?
as sexy. It's
Rated
made
PG.
for kids.
Yep,
Hey man, 97 was a different era.
absolutely, 100%.
wow.
They also took a risk with scary movies and failed horribly.
Yeah, they did. That was horrible. I literally am dying inside, still to this
What,
day.
the Haunted Mansion.
No,
Eddie Murphy.
Boogeyman.
was it Boogeyman? Yeah. Have you ever seen that?
I don't think so.
Don't.
Alex described it as Sandman, but then we later saw it was Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should go back and like re-edit the last podcast, and like every time I say sand, we'll be like Boogie.
But I think it should be someone else saying Boogie, like
yeah, Boogie
like a
man.
Siri,
Yeah, Boogie
or like a GPS, like Boogie.
man. Yeah, exactly.
But then Alex is still saying man, so it's like Boogie man.
yeah, that was a terrifying movie.
It looked pretty bad.
Yeah, we gotta watch that.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll watch that and then we'll watch Rocket Man.
Yes, I'm
As a palate
down.
cleanser.
We should totally do that.
Back to conspiracy
Yeah.
theories. Do you have anything else on the moon landing?
No.
No. Okay.
Wait, I thought you said they were like structures.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. There's also conspiracies that there's structures on the moon, and there's
Okay.
like either they were built by aliens, but there's also theories they were built by Russians. I watched a documentary and it was very
vague.
They stretched it. You know, you're showing a picture that's like horrible, and they're like, well, look how tall this structure is compared to this crater. That would have to be so many 100 feet tall, which couldn't be like a natural rock structure. But in the same documentary, they did have like interviews with Buzz Aldrin talking about being on the moon and like changing radio channels to the medical channel to not say it in the regular channel that they were like saying like, oh, they just landed over in this crater, referring to like some kind of, you know, spaceship or something that would have to do with these structures because there's some base on the moon. I don't know.
You know what I think?
Let me hear it.
I think that we went to the moon and then we encountered aliens on the moon, or like some
That's
other
what this idea
some
kind
other
of is,
species
and why we
is
didn't go
living
back.
there exactly, and they're like, don't come back, which is why we haven't gone back, because there's really no reason why we haven't gone back.
No, we went from doing like out of orbit travel, which would be good progression, right? If we practice going to the moon, well, next step, let's go farther. Instead, we go to orbital travel with the International Space Station, completely different kind of space shuttle. It's more like an airplane almost, but just able to orbit. Yeah, why? You're right. Why?
Yeah,
But it's
I
not
think
a landing craft at all.
No, it can't land. It can't go past our orbit. You know, it could never go out deep into space. But
I think we were told to not go there.
I mean,
And we're
that's I think the idea behind that. Like, what reasoning?
Yeah,
Why wouldn't we have done more exploration?
yeah, exactly.
Now, China a couple years ago took like photos. I don't know that I've seen them.
Do you believe this? China.
Yeah, China. Yeah, you're right. That's also a good point.
Yeah.
Wait, the Chinese government will shut us down if we say that. So let's. China's
That's
great.
okay.
I love China.
China's cool. No,
So,
China's not
you
cool.
think our podcast is making it through the Great Firewall of China? No way.
Yeah.
But no, I've seen like some funny documentaries, and you're just like, that picture you're trying to show me that you're claiming is some sort of like space station on the moon. You're like, that looks like a Polaroid picture that you dunked into a bathtub.
Yes, it's not
You're
even
just
that
like,
you can analyze to that depth is the thing. Yeah,
Right,
But
yeah.
they made a whole documentary about it, and I don't know if it was. I don't know what level I was on. Me and Ethan watched it, and we were
Oh, really?
freaked out. Yeah.
What was this?
This was like probably like 2015, 2016.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I would like to think that on the moon is a bunch of the lizard people from the movie Zathura.
Okay.
Okay.
I know who you're talking
Lizard
about.
people is another good conspiracy.
That's a really good
theory.
one.
Yeah.
Reptilian shapeshifters. that
See, I
are
wasn't even going that
infiltra-
far. I was just
infiltrating
referring to
our
the ones
government.
in Zathura.
Hillary Clinton.
They are from Omicron 5. It's a something.
Chad's
Yeah.
like, yes.
Did
What?
you see her like random snot rocket
I
on TV?
What?
I don't.
Snot rocket?
I remember
We talked
hearing
about it in the
about
last
this,
one.
and I listened to your guys' podcast where you were referencing it. I don't know that I seen the video, but I do recall hearing about this.
I wasn't able to find
I'm gonna
it.
see if I can find it
Snot's hilarious.
because it's like it's not hard evidence, but it's definitely funny.
But
Soft evidence.
while he's looking up for that, I'm gonna get off lizard people because I don't have any research on that. But I did read that Disney made the movie Frozen just to beat the Google algorithm because so many people were Googling that Walt Disney was just frozen and stuff like that. So they're like, so if you look up Disney Frozen, it'll just come up with the movies now.
wow, that's interesting.
I mean, and if you think about it, that would totally beat the algorithm.
yeah,
But it's also like Disney has so much money, like
Do they really care about
it's
people
really
now?
cheap to beat the algorithm. Like you can pay like $10 a month to have like your own Instagram page be number one.
yeah,
For the like name Sam in Instagram, like we
Yeah.
can make yours first or something like
Uh-huh.
that. It's like whoa, like I don't know, but who knows?
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Like it was just a little tidbit that I read. I was like, that would be pretty interesting actually. But it also like, is he frozen?
I mean,
I feel like probably.
I've never like read anything about it, but
Oh,
from
really?
just
Have you heard about it at
I've
all?
heard about
Okay.
it. Yeah, I've but never done any research.
Right.
I've always heard that he is, so I assume that he is. But if he was frozen in what, like the 50s, or when did he die? Was
Probably
he
something like
later
that.
than that. But whatever. I mean,
A while ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust the technology even now to do frozen. Like, what do they call it?
Cryogenics.
Yeah, cryogenics. Let
Okay, so-
alone
Right.
then.
Here is evidence of Hillary Clinton being a reptilian shapeshifter, spitting green nuggets into a glass of water.
I need to watch this now.
I didn't really catch it at first.
Did
you see it happen?
right now?
No, it takes it like down in like slow mo so you can see. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, so the composition of a loogie, right? Like it shouldn't just sink. Did you right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
what loogie it like was separate from the water.
It was like she just like had two like big olives in her mouth and just dropped the olives into the glass of water.
Yeah, kind of.
And like, what kind of coughing? She was like,
What
I was like,
crap?
I
what?
picture like Total Recall when he has like that glowy orb
Right?
in his nose.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
It's like she's conjuring them.
They
Like
just,
that's not a cough. Like
yeah. Even her like.
I love how
coughing
she
for
tries
this
to play it
sketch.
off with the drink too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like she's like,
as her like hand is like shaking, she's like,
wow. I'm very intrigued. I think Chad was wrong on referring to those as loogies. I would have said marbles.
olives.
Maybe that's the lizard spawn. Maybe that's how
There's actually very
Eggs.
they just
into,
throw 'em up.
Maybe.
into a glass of water.
a glass of water. Where they
They're like, I need 8
They're like
ounces.
tadpoles.
There actually is like some videos that show like politicians' eyes, like they're like normal, and then they like blink and they go like horizontal, like lizard eyes, and then then like they like real quick flip back. So like a lot of people think that that's like shape shifting, where they're like form can't break.
But like, no one's like editing those. It's like,
The internet does not lie,
I mean-
Sam.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't make one of those ever.
The moon landing's fake and reptilians are real.
yes.
Here's one question for the moon landing that I need to ask all of the non-believers. Why can't I see the camera in the reflection of the spaceman's helmet?
I was just reading that.
It is so hard, even with modern cinema, to not have the camera's reflection in any kind of pane of glass.
I mean, also back to Alex saying that the internet doesn't lie. If you watch NCIS, they can enhance the shit out of something that is a single pixel, so we should definitely be able to see the camera.
Have you seen Space Force? I love the scene where he's like, enhance the
Enhance.
photo, and they're like, that's not an actual thing.
Yeah.
We can use unsharp mask, but we can't enhance.
Yeah, and
That's
he's
not-
like, shit.
Oh, yeah, actually, so when I'm reading, they say they have no idea why you can't see the camera.
Oh, they know why.
Because it's fake.
Or it's so real. It's just so real you can't even see the camera.
It's surreal.
It's so real.
Surreal.
more than
Maybe-
the camera. What about the studio lights to
No.
recreate
Better yet.
that
Yet.
intensity?
True,
of-
yeah.
No,
How would you even
guys,
block it?
here's one we haven't thought
that's
about.
a good point.
The cameraman was a vampire. They don't show up in
Was the
reflection.
camera a vampire too?
Well, whatever he's touching, obviously.
He was a campire. Campire. Okay. Anyways,
A good old campfire man.
thank you.
Just
Then
If a
saying.
camera was a vampire, what would it?
Fine, a vampire.
Empirically
A
leech.
vampire shape-shifted into a camera to take the image.
Did it like shit the Polaroid out its ass or something? Like how does?
And did a vampire hold the other vampire that shapeshifted?
Well, obviously they could float. Think about it, Sam. A camera
Oh,
could
it would
float in
just float?
space.
Okay.
Come on now. Makes perfect sense. The
In
logic
space.
backs it up.
If it wasn't in space, so it had to be in space.
hey, what do you call an astronaut drinking a drink in space? A root beer float. Okay, so the other thing on this site that says, okay, so it has like these 4 reasons why the moon, blah blah blah, not real, blah, or whatever, why people think that. And then the 5th one is the moon landing is fake because Stanley Kubrick filmed it. What does that mean? Who cares about Stanley Kubrick?
Did he do?
2001: A Space Odyssey.
yeah. Which was actually probably the biggest reason people think that it is fake,
Really?
because they did such a good job with that movie.
Yeah, I guess, and that was in 1968.
They did. So they actually had this one scene where they had this pen that was supposed to be floating in space, and it was a physical pen that the actress interacted with and just like reached out and grabbed. but they just had like really, 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 really loose double-sided tape holding it to a perfectly clear pane of glass.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw a thing
cool.
today on how it was actually today. I was scrolling through like Instagram or Facebook while I was on one of my breaks for work, and it was like, you really think that they were able to CGI the moon landing? Look at the CGI, and it just like showed like how crappy like some of the Star Wars stuff was, and you're just like, oh, yep, you know what? You might be right. Or like Jaws, you're like, this was state of the art.
Star Wars was really not good. Films.
You watch your mouth. Again, I know this is your place, so you really know where the door is.
I liked it better when Disney took it over.
Oh man.
Oh, really?
Hot take, no.
I was gonna say, if you really believe that,
Yeah, Alex
that's a
was no longer going to
severe
be a
strain on
host.
our friendship.
Yeah, Alex was no longer going to be a
We gotta have
host.
some dialogue.
Now, I know Jumanji was not considered like a cinema
Jumanji.
masterpiece, but I watched that the other night, and the
Awful,
CGI,
right? Oh my god!
like the monkeys and stuff, it was just so bad.
Yeah,
But massive budget. That was Disney too, I think.
yeah, it was Disney.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
It's a great
The
movie.
original one.
Yeah, the original, yeah. Yeah. Honestly though, the new one,
I liked it a lot.
The
I
new one
liked
was
it
actually pretty
too.
good. I'm not
Haven't
gonna
seen
lie.
it yet.
I really love
With
the
the,
original. Like I've
The
watched
Rock
as
and
a
Kevin
kid.
Hart.
It's like nostalgic
It's
to
really
me,
good.
but yeah, I thought
I
it
thought
was
And it was
funny.
nice
And Jack
because-
Black, so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Always
And it was
great.
nice because like even though it was
Yeah, he's
technically
that-
a
he's that girl.
remake, it wasn't like a full on like remake. Like sometimes when like things do remakes, they're like, okay, we're gonna do the exact same thing, just try to do it better. This time they
was
made it
their own
like they
deal.
hopped into a video game and stuff like that, and it was like they became different characters
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So it was actually kind of nice because it was like kind of the overall idea of the game Jumanji, but not the same movie Jumanji.
Yeah.
I agree with that because when I went to go see it, that's what I was worried about. I'm like, there's
Mhm.
no way. But you see The Rock, Jack Black, it had really some good A-listers.
Yeah.
Well,
Jack
any
Black,
movie
oh
with
my God.
like
He's so
Jack
funny.
Black,
He's
especially The
just
Rock
so
and
great.
Kevin Hart together, you're like,
yeah, that's
okay,
true,
they're
too.
definitely gonna make fun of each other, so that'll be good.
Yeah. Really
Mhm.
good like characterization of them too. Like they all had different like dynamics as people
Mhm.
in the game. So it was just it was like entertaining to watch them like interact with each other, and yeah, just all in all, very good movie. I thought that the first one was definitely better than the sequel, but that's a common thing. So
I think that's
I-
also just like the nostalgia of that's what we grew up with.
Well, he's saying of the new ones.
yeah, of
Yeah,
the
'cause
new
there's
ones, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I don't know. I think I've seen the second
I
one, but
haven't
don't
seen
remember.
Jumanji 2 of like the new
It
renditions.
was like okay, but the first one was just because there was like the like newness of them like coming into the game and like those like characters and stuff. It was just like that whole aspect of it was really fun and like entertaining. So
they had
like
good character building too.
yeah, exactly. So like to me, like I like that part of like movies, storytelling, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Whenever you have to actually build up through it. 2 is just kind of like
They're there.
carrying
You
on
know
with
'em.
what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like okay, yeah. But still love The Rock. He's awesome.
Yeah. Did you see his new rap song?
Yeah. What's my name?
It's awful.
It's really not great. He is
But you
riding
know what?
on
He
Tech
said-
Nine's
He
coattails.
said one thing and he was just like, I can't stand mumble rap, and you can just hear him like
He's a
emphasize
horrible
every
rapper.
single syllable so that you can understand it. You're just like, you know what? You said you didn't want to be a mumble rapper, and you were really like
But-
enunciating your words well. So good for you, champ.
But like he's also like not very well like on time either. Like he's like yeah.
He's just saying words.
And you're like, okay,
It's
okay,
like he
guy.
just threw like he threw the words on a teleprompter and just said like random spacing,
Yeah.
and that's how he rapped it. That's how it feels.
Have you listened to it,
I
Sam?
haven't. I heard
It's not
about
great.
it.
Yeah.
You're not missing out.
Yeah.
mean, I kind of like it's kind of like a fun like pump up song, but it's
No, it's not.
I think it is,
It's
but
not.
it definitely is not great. He should stick to just whatever he does.
Acting very
Yeah.
poorly,
Yeah, just
or just being
just
different
being
versions
big.
of The Rock.
just being
yeah, he's
big.
always the Rock.
yeah.
Like I was watching the Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw last night, and I was just like, he's really not any different than he is most other characters.
I have never seen those.
how huge he
decent.
got though. You see him like in movies when he first started, then he got even buffer.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just a mammoth of a man. Like,
He's
huge.
he is a tank. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he started out and he was like like a solid defensive end size.
I mean,
And now you're just it's still big, but now you're just like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like you're no longer a rock, you are boulder.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. Did you make that up? Or you steal it?
I partially steal it from Avatar: The Last Airbender, where the guy refers to himself as Boulder, and then the little girl refers to him as Pebble.
Classic.
If I ever see Rock, I'm gonna call him Pebble. That'd be great. He'd probably laugh.
He probably would laugh.
Yeah. Probably be like,
Peon.
Be like, shake my hand. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
He just looks down at your little bitch hands. Is like, what kind? You call that a hand?
He's like, look at that pinky size.
Look at the pinky.
Like puts his calf next to your head, and it's just like
Flexing it.
yes.
He just does the titty dance, but as he's doing the titty dance, it's just like punching Alex in the face.
Like,
Like the pecs are just hitting off of Alex's face.
I'm not gonna lie, I would go for that. If it meant meeting Dwayne Johnson himself.
Hey, Chad here, thanking you, yes, you, our valued listener, for tuning in to episode 8. We're glad that you enjoy listening to our ridiculous conversations. We're planning a special live stream episode where we can all hang out, goof around, and get nostalgic about some video games. There will be information coming over the next couple of weeks on our Instagram, so make sure that you follow us there if you don't want to miss anything. Hey, if you're listening to us on Spotify, you may have noticed that there are either polls or questions that show up in the episode description. We'd love to have all of you join the conversation and help shape the future of this show. Check the description for a question if you're on YouTube as well, and hit us up in the comments. All right, Editor-in-Chief, out.
What if like our life is just one large simulation?
Oh my goodness.
I've thought about that a lot, actually.
I
And
hear
so-
from Kyle. Yeah, Kyle.
I can't disprove that. It is.
If it is, I might have proof that the simulation is real.
Tell your bird story.
Yeah. I
Speaking
woke
of
up one
birds,
morning.
What about his bird?
What you're about to hear? Oh.
I woke up one morning and I heard what I can only describe as someone dropping a large fish into my trash. Like
Fish trash. You heard that.
like if a live fish flopping out of water, but like against a plastic container is
Which-
what I heard.
That's a very like visceral thing to say. Like a fish in a plastic container.
I know.
That's
But like that's the kind of visceral sound that I heard. Enough to like break me out of a normal sleep. Because I don't wake
okay.
up to everything. I'm hearing this, I'm like, that has to be outside. Because then it stopped and it was calm for a little bit and I fell back asleep. And then I heard it again. Like, what is going on? That almost sounds like it's in my house. And then it stopped. And then I started going back to sleep and I heard it and I was like, all right, if there's something running around my living room right now, I'm going to freak. I get out of bed and I look through the door and there's this bird in my apartment just beating its wings against the window trying to get out.
Jeez, what kind of bird?
Like a small brown
You know,
bird.
the bird
Not like
yeah.
that big.
How'd it get in there?
Chad,
I don't know.
Chad, this is an Audible podcast. Can you? They don't see about that big.
I showed about that big to Sam.
yeah,
I can't.
Yeah, what's
I
it mean
cannot
for our
describe
listeners, though?
about
Picturing
that
like
big.
a
It's about,
robin or
like-
something.
like a
8
cantaloupe,
inches tall.
Like
about the size of a cantaloupe.
like
is
a
what you
little
just
brown
showed.
bird, a little
Yeah.
bit smaller than a robin.
yeah.
You see them like look
I
outside
know
your
you-
window. You probably see one.
Mhm.
Just a bird,
It's a bird.
just a
but,
bird.
but larger than Tweety Bird.
Yes,
and not big
Smaller
bird.
than Big Bird. Yeah.
so much smaller than Big Bird.
We're on the same point. Not a big bird, not a little bird, like an average sized bird. Just
Yeah.
just like we all wish we had.
But so here's the thing. All of my windows were closed. All of my doors were closed. There was no opening for this bird to get in the apartment. And it was in my
It
apartment.
literally spawned into his house.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it's not like a bird would get in and hide either. If a
Right.
bird got in when you were up,
It would
it was
freak out.
freaking out right
Right.
away. Yeah, they're not just gonna be calm and I'm gonna take a nap or something.
Unless it was charging.
the
Unless-
bird was charging.
Yeah.
It's
What-
an Amazon bird.
What if it
USB-C, man, just
found batteries in your house and went in to go get new batteries from your location?
I mean, maybe.
Chad, that's why the church is always so low on batteries. It's not Pastor Allen swapping them all the
birds
time.
are-
The birds are stealing them.
It's the birds.
The birds.
You should tell him that. See what he
Terrible movie,
says.
by the way.
Not the birds.
He'd probably just
Oh,
go,
the bees.
So
The
I saw
bees.
a clip from the bees.
Not the bees.
It was a
Nicolas Cage.
it was a visual effects like breakdown,
Yeah.
and I mean, it looked kind of believable for like 2 seconds until they cut to a shot and the bees weren't even like actually like attached to his face, like they
Yeah.
were moving but like floating an inch off. It was
Yeah,
very
definitely, 100%.
noticeable.
Yeah, that movie was horrible. He literally
Yeah.
punches a girl in the face, like straight up.
I saw a
Full-
clip where he
full arm.
like drop kicked somebody.
Yeah, that movie was whack. Have you seen that?
I know, but you guys talked about it. I want to
The
see
Wicker
it
Man.
now. And what you say they were like, what were they?
Leprechauns, bro.
Yeah,
He was being like tried for like doing something with like this leprechaun king's daughter or something like that, and they were like they had him in this like tiny like
he's a
cage.
normal sized person.
Yeah, he's a normal. Yeah, I don't. It was a crazy movie. Yeah, and they like put this like cage on his head and poured like live bees into it, and he was like, "Not the bees, not the bees." Yeah, horrible.
He is known for taking just any role when he was famous. You know.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
telling you,
definitely-
the
that's Cage.
only his best movie was The Rock.
I still have never seen it. I really want
Oh,
to see
that
it
is
so
good.
bad.
The Alcatraz movie.
Yeah, that is.
That
actually
is a
good one.
phenomenal
Him with,
movie.
No, I'm thinking Con Air where he has long hair. Does he have long
I
hair?
want to see
in that?
both of
No.
those movies. I've never seen both
Who?
of those movies.
Con Air's,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
no.
think it's that great, but it's.
I
No.
just
The
want to
Rock
watch
was
it
really
because
good, though.
of
The Rock is good.
Dungeons and Daddies. That's the
That
movie
I mean,
want
I've
to.
always loved National Treasure, though I have not watched it in a while. I loved it as
The
a kid.
first one,
That's what I
still
mean,
not
The
bad,
first one,
but the others can just
yeah,
go, into a hole and just stay there.
That's how I feel about you.
Same.
How about
kidding.
the movie with
Dang.
him and John Travolta? It's like
Dirty
Face
Dancing.
Swap.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
That's
what was it, Sam?
hilarious. Face Swap or Face Off? Face Off.
That's it. Face
I don't
Off.
think I've
Yeah.
seen that.
And one's a criminal, and one's like a cop or something, and I forget.
I'm assuming
exactly
they
the
face
plot,
off.
But
Yeah,
well, they switch bodies.
They
That's
switch
what it is.
faces.
Yeah, they just switch faces, but they end up switching bodies. It's not like it's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not like it's John Travolta's body with Nick Cage's face. They just end up switching. But
Yeah.
yeah, really odd.
That would be tragic
Would it be tragic? For who?
for both of them.
Definitely tragic for John Travolta.
To switch faces?
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Travolta would be better off staying where he's at.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
John Travolta's face ain't that great though.
But people
Still
think
better than
it's-
Nick Cage.
I don't know.
I think
feel
Nick
like
Cage
It's
is
better on his
more
own body
attractive
than
than
on Nick
John
Cage's
Travolta.
body.
Yeah, and he like John Travolta somewhat looks buff and stuff in movies.
Unless-
and fit.
Unless
Nick
you want to
Cage.
turn the Nick Cage John Travolta mashup into like Quagmire.
What if you put like Nicolas Cage's face on like Ellen DeGeneres' body? How would that?
I don't think it'd look
That
that,
guy.
off.
But he has a big head, so
That would be.
would
yeah.
would the body fall over because the head just
How
with-
big is
with-
Ellen? I don't know. She's
She's
probably
like 5
tiny,
foot, I
huh?
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's tiny.
she's tiny.
But then with
Almost
with,
Chad's mom's height.
I don't know. Chad's mom is.
Short is the answer.
You would imagine that, but then with the voice of Owen Wilson. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. This pod deck I drew is the question is, what technology do you wish existed? I would say like a teleportation, like to be able to send something to somewhere else, or like to like teleport myself to work. That would be sick.
Does it run on chicken tenders?
I mean,
That's unsustainable with Alex.
yeah, be like, I'm eating my fuel.
Yeah.
Alex is like, one for you, one for me,
Yeah.
one for you,
Two
two for me.
Yeah.
Hey, why do you have so many?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like that would be sick.
Like, are we talking about like just personal technology? Like,
Yeah.
are we being selfish here? Or are we gonna like
Any-
give the
anything you
answer
want,
we
big boy.
probably should give on like some
Like,
sort of like
world
life
peace.
prolonging thing or
No world
cure of
hunger.
cancer?
Yeah.
Or...
Well, it says technology. I don't think a cure for cancer is technology, though. I mean, it's medicine. It's medical technology, but I'm
It is
saying
engineered.
Yeah,
I
it's
got-
engineered.
How
true. But
about-
I'm saying, but I would say more on like a
How about like something like this? This is like selfish technology in a way because it would
Okay.
just for like excitement. Like you could like get in some kind of space thing, rocket, whatever, and you get in it and you can just like
space thing.
fly anywhere in the universe, but more just to see it. You know, like you could just go
That's what I
explore
would love that.
safely and come home.
Yeah.
Like-
So like a galaxy
Talk-
tour bus.
Talk to
Pretty
Elon-
exactly, yeah.
That's
And
literally
we're gonna
exactly
put all
what-
these resources into this thing instead of solving the other world's problems. But it's gonna be sick, like 15-minute
We're gonna
ride.
be, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, go to the moon. It's great, but don't go to Africa. God.
Yeah, he said, yeah, we're gonna go to Sirius X5, 17 trillions of light years away just to see it for a second.
That's
Exactly.
that's what Elon wants to do.
That's like what they're doing now with the
SpaceX.
space or Blue Origin and stuff, and
Yeah.
Virgin spacecraft,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to do that. That'd be cool.
that would be fun.
Mhm.
It would be sweet to see the Earth from
Mhm.
orbit. Could you imagine?
I would love it so much, and I would. Yeah.
I mean,
would
I
love
think
it.
pictures are awing.
Yeah.
Let alone
Yeah.
seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love
physically,
watching like
yeah.
Planet Earth and
Me too. It's great.
stuff like
I think
that.
like watching like a sunset or sunrise, like over the horizon of the whole Earth would just be like breathtaking.
Yeah.
So that'd
and
be pretty cool.
It would put it way more into perspective that we're literally sitting on a rock, soaring through space,
Yeah.
like hurling at
And
hundreds of miles an
ironic
hour.
billionaires would be invested into this, you know? But of course us poor
Bezos.
people
Peasants.
can't do it. Yeah, so we'll never have like I don't know,
We'll get it once Walmart
we'll never
starts
get in
sending
touch
people.
with that enough. I feel like if enough people did that, people would be like, screw this job. Screw like life's
Yeah.
worth more than this. Look
Yeah.
at this existence. Be enlightened more.
See, this is why aliens need to exist and why they need to come here and visit.
And yes,
Yeah.
So that I
which
can
they
be like,
probably
hey, can
have.
you take me with you? I just want to see space.
Yeah.
So what I just
really.
heard there is Chad is volunteering to be Earth's ambassador to the aliens.
I would love to be the ambassador to
They'd
the
be-
aliens.
Chad will like try to be explaining something, and as he does, overthink it, and they'd be like, "Calm down, just calm
They're like,
down."
don't worry, Endgame wasn't that bad.
It actually is, though.
See, what I heard was that you volunteered to be probed by aliens because you like that and you're into that.
I didn't hear that, but okay.
hey, you know, UFOs don't really have windows, Chad.
But here's the thing, Sam. You and I, to my knowledge, have never been inside a UFO.
That's true.
What if like the entire thing is like
Just
a one-sided
can be
mirror?
transparent. Or
Yeah,
like
so you just look
switch.
out.
What if like the
Transparent
materials
steel.
can just like switch and be transparent? It
Yeah.
can be
Or
solid,
the
can
entire
be-
outside, you know how like some spacecraft they have supposedly has like just like cameras on one side and it projects the image. What if it just like projects the image on the entire inside of
Ooh.
that way you can just look around and see everything. You're not
And
seeing
get-
floors and ceilings, you're seeing what's around you. Okay, so back to a technology. I think it's actually probably doable in the next 10 to 15 years. I think it'd be cool to have like a smart like contact that you can put in that not only would correct your vision, but like would also be connected to
Transmit
devices
data.
and stuff like
I
that.
bet that is like
I bet it's
totally
very.
doable. I
bet it's
picture
close to being
like
done now.
like talking Thanos, Tony Stark's like glasses. that-
Basically, yeah,
Yeah,
but like it's just a
but in your
contact.
Google
once
has
you pop
those.
in.
Yeah.
Google
Not
has like
that
the
cool.
lenses, but not the
Right.
contacts.
I was watching Shark Tank last night with my mom. Apparently this guy had like just this random like Bluetooth earbud that he brought onto Shark Tank, but you had to get a surgery to have it implanted into your head. And they're just like, wait, this is a surgery you're trying to sell us? And he's like, yeah. And the one guy was just like, "What planet are you from?" Like just calling him out. He's like, "How much time do you have left on our planet?"
No, but what did it do though? Why would
It
you
was
want?
literally just a Bluetooth device, like hands-free calling, listening to music.
Not
Just
even a
search-
mic.
random-
No
it's like
mic or
popping in an
something.
AirPod, but just
But did it-
implanted in
how
your
do you
brain.
Did it work
charge it?
through like?
Probably magnets.
Do you know
I don't
if it worked through bone conduction? Is that like how it transmitted the sound?
I literally saw like a 10-second snippet because they were making fun of it.
Oh, well, I'm interested. I'm in.
Well, it was season 1, so look it up.
So what's that tell me?
It helps with your search.
Oh,
You went to college. College, the best thing college teaches you is how to properly Google something.
True.
college really does. Yeah.
That's been most of my experience.
Seriously,
Yep.
it teaches you how to actually word things so that you can find like articles on what you're trying to look for.
Mhm.
So what was your technology,
The contact lens,
Oh.
the smart contact.
Chad?
I think full dive VR would be cool.
Full dive.
Ooh.
Explain.
Like Sword Art Online full dive
I was
VR.
picturing diving in water, but you
Me too. I I definitely pictured sharks.
completely immersed.
So full dive VR essentially is where the device that you wear intercepts the signals that you would give to your appendages.
Ooh.
So it's legitimately hands-free
So I would
VR
be.
gaming.
I like in the game. I would like. I was
Think
just.
it.
I would like react like I was doing that, and then like in the game, my character would go like that.
Yes.
I guess the listeners can't tell.
So
what I'm doing,
basically,
but-
what it is your brain fully controls the game.
Wow.
Like you're not having to move your hands. Like the brain signals are going straight into the VR
That would be so cool.
So like you,
probe.
but you like I don't know about you, but if I think move my arm, that's not really moving my arm, right? I'd have to actually move my arm to send a signal.
Well, no, it would like
That's true.
basically you
you
would
know
go
what I mean?
into
The way
like
that
a
the
slight
neurons
coma.
fire, like that send the signal to all the nerves that actually move your the concept is that the headgear
Okay, I get that then.
knows how to like piggyback off of those signals and transfer them into movement.
Yeah, it's just like if you're
Okay.
dreaming and you're running in a dream.
You're not physically.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
physically
Yeah,
running, but
okay,
like
that's interesting. I just never.
the
I
neurons
can't
are still
think
firing.
a thought
that
of
way.
movement.
No,
To me,
same-
movement is a.
Yeah.
This creates that
Which
connection in
is
my
actually
brain.
true though. How can there be anything that's sensitive enough to pick up on that and to
It would definitely have
basically
to like
create
Well,
a signal from nothing?
probe.
Well,
Because that really is not. You're not generating a signal like that.
if you're concentrating hard enough on it, you can, because they've got
I mean,
like prosthetics that
Mirror
have the
neurons.
ability to do it,
Yeah.
but they're really
aren't
slow.
You, when you're using a prosthetic, like for my hand, say, aren't I attempting to move
Yes,
that?
you
like,
are.
I am physically
That's the thing.
attempting, and then that's communicating with this prosthetic.
Right.
Not me just thinking, move my hand. I'm
Yeah,
actually.
I can think I'm waving
trying
my hand right
to
now, but I'm
move
not.
Right,
my
but you would go
hands.
into almost a slight coma state when you went into the game,
Okay.
basically.
So you're
But
putting on the
isn't
helmet and then you're laying down.
But what control though? Because like
Basically,
in a
it's like
dream, you don't
controlled
have
lucid
control.
dreaming.
Okay, because lucid dreaming you do, yeah.
Right.
okay.
So it's
I-
basically like that.
it would be
but video
forcing you
game.
into that state,
Yeah.
almost. And okay,
Yeah.
that's really interesting. That would be insane.
I think that's
that would
not
be
possible.
what would be the difference? That could be reality at that
Right,
point.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm thinking at that point that's literally we could be
What's
in a
that?
simulation.
Is it Locked Out? Is the movie? I think Gerard Butler's in it, and like kids literally play this video game, and they control these prisoners that are on a completely different
Gamer.
world. Gamer.
Yeah,
It'd be kind of like that. Like the kids
I've
literally
done
just like throw on this like headpiece, and they're just controlling this guy,
Yeah.
and only they're real prisoners.
wow.
Yeah.
But it'd be kind of like that. Only video game, not.
Yeah, you're
Actual
not doing
people.
it to people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
There's-
recommend watching that movie. It's bad.
If you watch Sword Art Online, Sam, it's basically what he's saying.
There's a theory that the closer that we get to being able to recreate life like in like a simulation, the closer we are to actually being in a simulation ourselves.
I feel like we already see that with social media. You have people creating perceptions of what their life actually is, and people are believing that's what their existence is, like an influencer
Yeah.
mimicking being rich, say,
Then you find out the influencer is millions of dollars in debt.
and just rents this house, but in
Mhm.
terms of what it's
Fake
coming
airplanes.
across as to everyone who's viewing it is there's no difference. Just the reality to them is that this person's rich and this is someone I look up to and want to be. I mean, you're already believing in fake realities,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but that's a whole new level.
And there was actually GTA Online, or GTA 5 was actually the world mechanics for that, like for like traffic and like life and stuff. They actually that was the most advanced AI programming for civilization that has been done, actually. Like not on like a supercomputer state, but just in like a functional, like
In a
video-
readily
yeah.
available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if Cyberpunk topped it. I know that game ended up being pretty bad when it came out, but
yeah, I don't know, but like they actually use GTA to help program Tesla cars.
really,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
didn't
they
know
do.
that.
Yeah. So it was like literally like realistic life.
I'm glad Tesla cars aren't trying to mug me on the side of the street or run me over.
That
for
you
points.
think of yet.
A Foolish Endeavor is hosted by Alex Castile, Dom Fontaine, Chad Lewis, our special guest Sam Damaso, and yours truly, Jake Ratkovich. Music is provided by EpidemicSound.com. This has been episode 8 of A Foolish Endeavor. Hit us up on Instagram at foolish_endeavor_podcast, or leave a comment and tell us if there are any topics you would like us to cover. Our next episode will drop on November 17th. We are planning a special live stream paired with the Extra Life Foundation. More information to come. You can find us on Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, Anchor FM, and YouTube at Foolish Endeavor Podcast.
If there was a sandwich named after you, what would be on it? Mine would have some meatballs and probably
Oh yeah, lots of meatballs.
yeah, and like maybe like
and the bread's lunch cake.
lunch cake.
Yeah,
What's that?
we had this talk already.
What
didn't
is-
we, about a lunch cake?
No, what's
like,
lunch?
a ho ho.
Do you guys call those
Twinkie.
lunch cakes?
I call them
No.
cake snacks.
Cake snacks.
call 'em cake
We always-
snacks?
I always
Yeah.
referred to it as always lunch cake.
I just call them ho-hos.
No, yeah, I like call
You
them what
by
they
the
are,
name.
Yeah,
like a human being, or like life-sustaining nutrients.
right. Like cosmic
But
brownies.
I would assume it comes from like taking them for lunch in school.
I picture like a big like chocolate cake. Like here's my lunch cake.
Like
Matilda.
Matilda, exactly like Matilda.
Here's
I'm
my
like,
lunch cake.
oh, eating it. I'm like suffering.
That cake looked good though in that movie.
I would have been that kid. I was that kid. I love that kid.